And it's time once again for Downtown Joe and Bill Herzog's Northwest Wild Country Fishing Report. Bill's Northwest Wild Country can be heard Saturdays 6 to 8 a.m. on Sports Radio 950 KJR. And I got to say, I like what Bill has done. He's gotten Joe back out into the wild because Joe wasn't free-ranging for a while. He was just sitting home saying he used to fish. And you can see it's whipping him into shape to be a fisherman.
You know, we're
getting close.
Yeah.
We're going out next Sunday for pinks. I'm looking forward to that.
For the pinks?
Yeah, the pink salmon.
Okay.
And I want to say now, too, this fish report brought to you by Glacier Bear Lodge in Yucatan, Alaska.
Yucatan?
Yeah, and I'll tell you more about Yucatan at the end of the
That's the home of the
I
ugly
don't know
tattoo.
why. I don't know why. But do they have a restaurant?
Hey,
named
they have a restaurant. They have a bar at this
Yeah,
place.
they do.
Bill's been up.
It's Yucatan.
Yucatan, Alaska.
Yucatan's where they fix bad tattoos.
What did I say? Yucatan.
Yucatan, yeah. Specializing in lower back tramp stamps since
Yucatan.
1985.
Now that
Yucatan.
sounds very wild and salmon.
Yes, it's salmony, it's steelheady, and they've still got some room to fish up there. Bill's been up
Are you
there.
going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that lodge, Joe?
I'm going up there next spring. I want to go. I don't think I'm going to get up there until the spring.
All right. So for the Pacific Northwest fisherman who looks to go fishing this weekend, what's the fishing report?
Well, I know in Westport and on the coast, because I'm seeing all my buddies with big king salmon on the Facebook holding them up. There must be kings out at the coast.
Yeah, but you don't have to go that far. You can go in our backyard. Like I talked about last week, the South Sound's full of them, right up on the Narrows Bridge, anywhere around Point Fosdick. You can go Point Defiance. You can go right out here to Possession. And there's plenty of Chinook right here.
plenty of Chinook right here.
And the pink salmon, they are storming in, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my. And here's the one problem with so many fish coming so close to shore in a big population like we have. You guys got to respect people's property. There's going to be hundreds of cars in neighborhoods now.
Really?
Oh, it is an absolute mess. Like, Jody, you live in West Seattle,
I
right?
do.
Okay, Alki is going to be just a gong show shortly.
So
Yeah.
is it that people are parking and launching their boats and there's massive cars, or what are you talking about?
It's all bank fishermen. Access to
Oh, they're
beaches and
fishing
whatnot.
from the shore.
Oh, yeah, it's all shore fishing.
These pinks are going to come
Yeah.
in so thick that you
You
would
can
be
catch
able to
them from shore.
Yeah, and we're talking how many? The millions, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And with millions of fish and a liberal 4-fish limit, you get hundreds of dudes coming out of the... They're
I'll tell you how
everywhere.
I can catch them even closer. Safeway and Albertsons, they're sitting right on the ice right there. I just grab them.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They're running.
But they are going to. They're not going to tug on you.
They will.
No,
They
no,
do
no.
not tug
You-
back very well
You want
there.
that tug? That's the thing.
Okay, what are they catching them on?
Oh, just little pink jigs, like little crappie jigs. You just throw them out there and twitch them, and it's really easy to catch them, and it's really family friendly. That's the cool part about it. But, man, if you use the public restrooms, ladies and gentlemen, out there, that is the biggest problem with people. They're standing in people's front yards going, hey, how you doing? You know, taking a whiz.
Are they that?
It's
Are they
horrifying.
like Ozfest concert goers?
It's
the way
worse. It's worse, Bob.
Humpy
It's,
Fest.
Why are fishermen so crude?
well, they're really not, but this kind of fishery brings people out that normally don't fish.
Oh.
They just kind of show up.
It's amateur hour.
Oh, it is amateur hour,
This is
big
like
time.
it's free food. You know, people
Yeah.
see this. Is,
They think it's free food.
Yeah,
Right.
this is. It's like bears coming to water. You know, when the salmon. Hey, boo, boo.
Yeah.
Where can you stand, Bill? And without bothering people, is there
Well,
public areas to catch?
We
pink
do, and I
salmon?
got asked this on Wild Country last week. They said, when you go on the Bob Rivers show, would you please tell us where to go? I don't know where I'm going, you know. So if you go here in Pier, you can go to the Fishing Pier, Terminal 86 at Elliott Bay. Good spot right down here. A little bit south, the Des Moines Marina Pier at Redondo is good. Dash Point Park Pier. There's all kinds of public piers, and they're going to be popular, kiddies. So get there early and get your spot. And learn a foreign language too. By the way, if you're there, it might help a lot. It's like I said, it's really popular.
Lots of French people.
Yes, yeah. C.
A texter says that we need to tell people to stay out of Commencement Bay because there's going to be a large sailing regatta this weekend.
In Commencement Bay.
I'm reading a text.
Well, actually, right down there in Schuster Parkway in T-Town, Les Davis Pier is a great place to go, and you'll be out of the way. The regatta will be going out in the middle.
Yeah.
Won't be a problem.
Screw it.
Now
Go
there's,
fishing.
there's two fish in the news this week.
Fish in the news.
Fish in the
that
news.
shark
Oh, yeah.
on the subway.
Well, no, we promised. That's one
Sturgeon
thing.
on the lake.
Bill and I
No.
said
No Shark Week stuff.
This is we are a Shark Week free zone here
Yeah.
because that's for
Not
the
happening.
mainstream media. We're talking other fish here. The fish that I think everybody saw was a giant 8-foot sturgeon that came afloat in Lake Washington.
We saw that in the news.
Yeah, this was on every news channel and every newspaper. A huge sturgeon, and I know there's deep sea monsters in that lake, but I didn't know how do they get there? And Bill actually does know the history of those things.
Those fish are over 100 years old. They got in there before the Ballard locks were put in because they go to sea back and forth. They go to salt water to fresh water and whatnot back and forth.
So they're landlocked.
Well, it can be. Some of them are like in the.
Well, if you see one of those jump the lock, you're going to notice it, right? Can they still get out to sea?
No, they can't. When the locks were built, I think in the 20s, 30s, when those locks were built, those fish came in before that. So those things were around when there was Model T Fords. And
you need a sturgeonado to see
Wow. And so that sturgeon that died, he might be almost 100 years old.
He was 100 years old, but it wasn't the biggest one. Back in 87, they got an 11-footer. They found floating in there, yeah.
Are they
So
breeding in
will
there?
there not be new sturgeon to replace these because the lake is not open to the ocean anymore?
Right, they just don't spawn. They need that anadromous salt water back and forth.
Got it.
To do that. But if you want to see,
Are there sturgeon, like little sturgeon, bumping their heads against the locks trying to get in?
could be. They're such an unknown species. They come in and travel. Like some get tagged, like in the Snohomish River, and they'll wind up down the Columbia, then they'll go all the way down to Tillamook Bay and back and forth. And they don't know anything about these fish.
But
virtually nothing.
One thing I do know is they're fun to catch. And I don't think you'd get one in Lake Washington, but there's two places to get them, and Rush is one, and we're the other, right? On the Columbia River, you can fish for sturgeon.
Biggest sturgeon in the planet live in the Fraser. They have one.
The Fraser up here near British Columbia.
Yeah, they got one in Stanley Park Aquarium. If you go in there, it's 18 feet long, and it's 1,800 pounds, and it got caught in like an anchor that was being brought up on a ship.
Wow.
Yeah, and you look at
How
that
old
thing,
would he be?
Oh, probably it's well over 100. But you and I could put our heads in its mouth.
Right.
Easy.
Does he know that he's in an aquarium? Does he think it's an old folks' home? His kids put him there or something?
He's dead, hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, he's
Bob.
dead?
Yeah, he is dead.
You said there was one in the aquarium.
Well, it's in the aquarium. It's just on the ceiling. You walk by and you go, "Boy, look at that!"
Oh, you couldn't keep him
lips
alive.
on that thing. Yeah, that's pretty big.
Now, the other fish I want to mention is I want to congratulate John Denton up north there. He caught this thing, and I guarantee it's a state record because I don't think anybody's ever caught one of these. Look at this, Bob.
It's a tropical fish somebody let go.
This thing is like a piranha of sorts. It's a family of the piranha family. He caught
It's
it
a
in Lake
pacu.
Kai,
It's a relative of the
Pacu.
piranha in Lake Key. Where's Lake Key?
up by Marysville.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
ever swim in that lake?
he's fishing for bluegill, which is about the size of your hand. And
Now, I have heard if you let tropical fish go, most of the time they'll die because they're tropical fish. But certain fish that can adapt, they'll just grow. They'll be, and sometimes they can be noxious. They can like reproduce too much and
like
be
those
bad.
snakeheads.
Yeah, it's not like there's a place in Harlem, a little lake in Harlem in middle of New York where they're having a problem with the snakeheads.
Yeah.
Which are a delicacy, by the way, so it's really not a
Ugh,
problem.
they're so
We should just eat
disgusting
I know they
looking.
look they're super ugly, but
All right.
boy, they're delicious.
Enjoy fishing, and for more, listen to Northwest Wild Country with Bill Herzog, Saturdays 6 to 8 a.m. at Sports Radio 950 KJR.
And we want to tell you, if an Alaska fishing trip is on your bucket list, check out
Get it.
Glacier Bear Lodge in Yakutat, Alaska. They've got steelhead. The Sinnock River is rated one of the top two
It's
in the world.
number one.
Number
Over
one in
10,000.
the
Yeah,
world.
number one steelhead river on the planet.
You get over 30
Yeah.
hookups a day for ocean fishing. Yakutat's the only area in southeast Alaska where the limit is still 2 fish any size. The halibut are huge. You can visit Glacier Bear on Facebook and see the pictures of these huge halibut. There are still a few comfortable rooms left at Glacier Bear to book this season. The river's full of salmon right now. Alaska Airlines has 2 flights daily. The lodge is only 5 miles away from the airstrip, so you spend less time traveling, more time fishing. To get info on Glacier Bear's guides, accommodations, and to book the fishing trip of a lifetime, go to glacierbearlodge.com.
And they'll wave at you when you drive by. Everybody drives by and goes, "Hey." Every single person waves at you in Yakutat.
It's 9:22. Guys, thank you. Make me want to go fishing.
Well, let's go,
Okay,
Bob.
coming up, Pedro and Lucy.